You're watching West Hartford Community Television.
West Hartford Community Television.
For the community, by the community.
Thanks for tuning in to WeHa Mag, summer 2019, and you can tell by my allergies that it is summertime. My name's Tom Hickey. I am one of the hosts on a monthly basis for WeHa Mag, in conjunction with Chris Conway from the Chamber of Commerce, who could not be with us this morning, but is with us in spirit. As always, we'll just go around and introduce ourselves so everyone knows who we are. Again, my name is Tom Hickey. My real-time job is with WH Media, West Hartford Magazine, WeHa.com, hashtag WeHa Events, and Connecticut Jewish Ledger. And we'll go anywhere. Where do you want to go?
Sure. I'm Ronnie Newton, and I don't have quite such a long title, but I'm the managing editor of WeHa.com, and I'm also the editor of West Hartford Life.
Getting longer.
It is getting longer. It is.
And I'm Amy Parmenter. I am the manager of public and government affairs for AAA. We have a big presence in town, and I'm also very active with the chamber. So that's brought us all together.
Absolutely, it's great. Well, let's just start with a few updates, if we will, before we get into some of the real nitty-gritty details that we know that are happening over the course of the summer. First of all, Ronnie, if you wouldn't mind, we'll even just let you talk about it. Karen Fillion, who's the marketing director with Eden's in Bishop's Corner. Eden's is the Marshall's parcel. I guess I should say now, soon to be Target.
Yeah, right. So they have two shopping centers. They have that one, the one that people still call it like kind of the Marshall's Plaza, and then the Big Y parcel also diagonally across the street. So they manage all of them. So what I think you're going to ask me to talk about is Target, which has set an opening date for August 18th. So if you're watching this show when it's first running, Target won't be open yet. But before this show is done with its run, Target should be open, and people are really excited about it. I was up there checking around. There's still a hard hat zone inside the store as we record this, but the signs are up on the outside. There's a big red wall. You can definitely feel like Target's coming. Also in Bishop's Corner, as well as actually around other parts of town, there are beautiful planters, and I hope people have a chance to kind of walk around and enjoy the streetscape and the sidewalk. They're these 36-inch planters. They actually look different in different parts of town, not necessarily different plantings, but the ones in Bishop's Corner are kind of a natural stone color. I'm not sure they're actually what they're made of. I didn't try to move them, but there are 22 planters in Bishop's Corner. They're all along North Main Street from TD Bank up to the intersection with Albany Avenue, and then there are a bunch of them also on Albany Avenue, heading east towards Hartford, heading east to Starbucks. So they're really beautifying the streetscape. In Elmwood, there are 62 planters. So it's looking very colorful and springtime and floral, or summertime, I should say, because it is officially summer. And they were delivered at the end of June, right in time for the start of summer. And Charlie Hilborn from Sheehan Hilborn Breen was the one who really kicked this off 4 years ago in Elmwood, and it's now spread to other parts of town, and it's just spectacular. So
it really is spectacular, I have to say. To me, it's one of the most special things about West Hartford, and it really adds to the streetscape, and it's such a great program.
Yeah. And important to realize too, or to notice if you next time you're really looking at them, these are paid for by local businesses. These are small businesses who are paying for these planters throughout town.
Yeah, to understand that, the making your area, your neighborhood look nice just really elevates people's moods, and it just does so much for the community that you don't realize it. I mean,
it's literally an attraction.
So we're going to have to stay tuned to find out in the future now, is it still called the Marshall's Plaza or is it the Target Plaza? So we have to see.
I think it might take a little while.
It might take a little while, you're right, exactly. Could we jump to, was it Park Road that you had said you had just a couple announcements about?
Sure, yeah.
That would be great, and then we'll get those important things out of the way.
And Park Road has planters too. They have 13 of them that were kind of spearheaded by the Park Road Beautification Committee. They got together the sponsors for that program. And also going on in Park Road, though, is fundraising for the annual Park Road Parade. And in the beginning of June, there was a celebrity breakfast. It raised about $2,000. It was a great event. Lots of people helped serve, or actually at one point, I think there probably were more servers than diners, because people get so excited about the opportunity to participate in that. I served, I think, for, gosh, maybe the 8th year in a row. Still, knock on wood, have not spilled coffee on anybody. So they had a very successful fundraiser for that. And then Playhouse on Park, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary, had a wonderful gala in the end of June or middle of June at the Gershon Fox Ballroom in Hartford. They raised just about $100,000.
Wow.
I was there. It was a really fun event.
Wow.
It was creative cocktail was the attire, and there were some people who were definitely creative. They had on these like very interesting suits, or just kind of fun outfits.
Wow.
And they did a great thing. It wasn't your typical gala where there's a DJ and dancing or a band and dancing. They had performers from their past 10 seasons come back and reprise some of the top shows with musical numbers. So it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Wow, that's great. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm sure you can give us some kind of an update. Just because of the Park Road entrance and exit ramp, people always think of Park Road, as construction. With all the work that's being done there. Is there anything that you can tell us about the summer?
So the summer is a series of detours. So it won't necessarily impact the main part of the Park Road shopping area, except for that it's going to be harder to get to and from that area. So the detours will be moving. There will be times over the summer where parts of the road are actually completely closed, and you're going to have to detour using Boulevard or getting on or off the highway somewhere else, depending on what direction you want to go on. Stick with WeHa.com. We'll be reporting it as the detours change. The project is due to be substantially complete by the fall. There might be some landscaping that will have to wait until next spring, but by the fall, it should be smooth. And the traffic lights, already the traffic signals are much more coordinated now that they're all run by the same, I think they're run by the town now, whereas before some were the state, some were the town, and there was never any coordination. And the ramp is moved, it's in its new location. The part of Park Road between, Raymond Road and Thompson Road, that part's all repaved. There's going to be one final repaving though, so all the roads at the same height, and it'll be smooth, and you hopefully won't be backed up waiting for traffic.
That's great. And is that bridge, I don't know what else to call it other than a bridge, where Trout Brook is that going to be widened, or does that just stay as is and they're just redirecting?
It's pretty much staying as is, but they're expanding the width of the lanes to the extent that they can.
Oh, okay.
And there will be easier pedestrian access also to cross from Trout Brook. If you're going north or south on Trout Brook, to cross over Park Road, it will be easier.
And what's that big structure that is that going to be the Welcome to West Hartford
It
sign?
will be. It will, yes. Yes.
Okay.
So the former Welcome to West Hartford sign was in front of the exit ramp, but the exit ramp has moved 200 feet to the west. So they also moved the sign. So I've seen a rendering of it. We have one on WeHa.com actually. It's stone on the bottom. And I believe it's got a metallic West Hartford sign, and it's going to be lit. So it looks like it's going to be very cool.
Great.
And that should be done actually by midsummer.
Oh, wow. Great. All right. So we'll stay tuned.
Yeah.
But the
All
most
good.
important thing is you can still get to Park Road.
You can still get to Park Road,
Absolutely.
yes.
All good news.
All good news. Yeah. Have you heard anything about it from AAA's perspective about travel patterns or delays or anything?
Yeah, no, that's a little more hyper-local,
Too hyper-local,
than
yeah. Okay.
what we do.
All right. Well, then good. Then just stick with whatever today's date is. But the evening before this taping, there was an alert that went out on WeHa.com about traffic. So
Right,
just
right.
pay attention and stay tuned, and you'll be informed.
Yep.
That's it. That's great. Let's talk a little bit. Amy and Robin from Blueback Square could not be with us this morning. It's, as we said, everyone's getting ready for summer. But wanted me to share with everyone that the 4th annual taste of Blueback is set for Wednesday, July 31st. Again, like Ronnie said, depending upon when you're viewing this show. It's a sellout every year, so please, if you're listening to this before July 11th, it was Blueback's idea this year. If you purchased your ticket before June 30th, you actually save $10 on the ticket price. So you can go to eventbrite.com. Over 24 people already have, so it's a great opportunity as an early bird, special or whatever, to be able to save that $10 if you want to. The standard ticket price this year did go up for anyone who's paying attention. It's $40. Now we have to remember that it's $40 for 25 restaurants. It's a huge. I mean, last year it was $25 a ticket, so it was basically $1 a restaurant. I mean, it's sort of a joke. So we need to make sure that we're not overpricing, but we certainly can't underprice it as well, because it's a tremendous amount of work for these restaurants to have food tasting and samplings for 500 people.
Right.
It's a big crowd. And it does sell out every year, so please, pay attention, book yourselves, make your plans for July 31st early. The exciting thing that I don't have all the details yet, but again, pay attention. Ronnie will get the scoop as always. There's going to be a VIP opportunity. Experience for it, yeah, which is sort of fun. Amy, this is her idea from Blueback Square. Every year that you go, for the first 3 years, it was 110 degrees. It was very, very hot, very, very humid. Then last year we had that crazy weather where it was muggy and rainy.
I think it rained.
It rained, yeah, and we moved into spaces before it was built.
Right,
right. It was the former REI. So that worked out well because we could sort of reconfigure that space. But the VIP experience this year is going to actually be by some type of identification, access into spaces, and you'll actually go up to the second floor where there's a conference room that overlooks the parking lot, which is where the event takes place. Air conditioning, key, I'll say it again, air conditioning, private bathrooms, so you'll have and for those who want to partake, seats, tables and chairs. So you could actually grab your food, from downstairs, take your sampling or whatever you like, and go upstairs into the air conditioning. I joked and said it reminded me of like a traveler's corporate tent, or something, whatever, but inside a structure at Spaces. So you'll hear more about that as more details come out. I don't want to give away too much other than the fact that it's there. And that ticket price goes up another $10. So it's $30, $40, or $50. Not cost prohibitive if you can plan accordingly. We have had lots of requests or questions about ticket prices for children, and having a discounted ticket price for them. We are not going to have a discounted price for children. There is a full bar, at the event. Some of us would say it's not really geared towards children. Others would say we don't want to discourage you from not coming if you have to bring your little one in the stroller, or whatever. But obviously the little one in the stroller isn't going to eat, so we're not going to charge them.
Well, I don't know. My little ones, when they were in the strollers,
they were
would
eating?
eat, but no, that was a long time ago. Long before Blueback was invented.
With a stroller,
Right, I'm in a stroller.
Amy will be in the stroller. So it's the kind of thing where. It's your own personal decision, as to whether or not you feel
it's not intended to be a family-oriented event.
Yeah, there's so many family things in West Hartford, and so family-oriented in general that, once in a while, got to give the parents a night off.
That's right. And it's so funny because I do remember that from previous years where people would say, it was a lot of ladies' nights out. I don't know what that was, but it was a big deal where people would buy 8, 10, 12 tickets, and they would plan on all going, together, which was sort of, an interesting idea.
That's fun.
But I'll use as a segue, if you don't mind, since we're talking about events. There is an event coming up. I'm not going to give too much detail because I don't have it yet. And again, you'll be able to hear it from Ronnie as soon as we have it. But save the date on Wednesday, August 14th. This is a very family-oriented, event. Will be the first food truck festival ever, and I'm so excited to be able to say that. the first food truck festival ever. And it's going to be the address is 705 Oakwood Avenue, which is the Kohler bathroom. The official name, I think is the Granite Bathroom. Is that right? I'm going to get it wrong, but
It was the Kohler Showroom. It was
by Cunningham Supply,
Cunningham. Yeah. You know what? I know they were bought by another company out of
sorry, you
Vermont.
guys. It's Granite who bought them, but I can't remember how that changed. But so let's just say it all. It's Granite company who acquired the Kohler Showroom as part of Cunningham Supply. It's going to be in the parking lot of the Kohler Showroom. And for those of you who remember, 10 years ago or so, whenever it was, there was an opening of the showroom. The Blue Man Group came. Does anybody remember that? So I remember being there. It was a lot of fun. So the event will take place there. Again, first come, first serve. Probably 500 tickets because the food trucks have to be prepared.
How many food trucks?
No more than 12, probably 10 food trucks and 2 beverage trucks. I'm going to let Ronnie have the scoop on who the first beverage truck is, who's coming on board. But it's exciting. It'll be a lot of fun. And when I say family, picnic table, very casual. Cornhole, Jenga, just bubbles. Just really sort of fun things.
Is it a day-side event or an evening event?
Evening event from 4:30 to 8:30.
So late afternoon,
late afternoon.
early evening.
Perfect.
So before a game, after a game, right as you get out of work, whatever works for your setting. So if you want to come to both of those events, you have the Taste of Blueback on Wednesday the 31st, and then you have the August 14th Wednesday night, which I know you already said that Ronnie will miss it, but Ronnie will be there in spirit. We'll be tweeting and she'll be sharing.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
I know. I'm kind of bummed. Well, I want to be on vacation, but that sounds like a lot of fun.
It was, all these dates. People always say to me, "How do you pick the dates?" It's hard, to pick the dates.
There's
because
always so much going on.
Yeah.
So in the summertime, sooner or later, you're going to miss something.
Right. And years ago, I remember when we did Taste of Blueback for the first time. Elizabeth was at Zygmunt was at Blueback, and she was the one that was really insistent on it being the last Wednesday in July. And I kept saying, I don't think anyone's going to go. I love it. Mm-hmm. And we sold out in no time, record time. It was crazy. So it goes to show you on a Wednesday night, in the summer that people are around and looking for things to do. So it'll be fun. Okay, those were the events. Now, we can't say too much more than we had already said last month, with a tease, but I'm going to just we'll start with you, Amy, just a little brief update on something that you're going to see driving around in West Hartford this summer.
So I'm not sure exactly how much I can say, but I think we have already revealed that there will be a free shuttle, effectively to try to address the parking problem that some people consider the town to have. I mean, it's so popular that the one complaint that we do hear is about the parking. And so, I work for AAA, so transportation and mobility issues are always on my mind. And I live in West Hartford, so I had this idea about a free shuttle that could pick people up and within a general area and take them downtown and then pick them up and shuttle them back. And it's really taken off. I mean, I introduced it to Tom and he ran with it, and we have all kinds of phenomenal sponsors that are kind of clamoring because this is not just like a vehicle to deliver people, but also a great advertising vehicle, as it'll be making many loops. So stay tuned, I would say.
I mean, it does, for anyone who's in sales and marketing, it does not happen very often, but it's really been the kind of thing where we're granting exclusivity by category. So it really has become the conversation of, well, gee, if company X, if you don't want to do it, your competition, company B, is waiting to do it, a little bit. So,
if I recall, I mean, it's sold out.
Oh, yeah, we actually oversold.
Yes, very quickly. So, but most importantly, for the people who live in West Hartford or generally this, circumference area, they will be able to just, call this up on the time frame that we decide that it'll be running. Yeah. And get a free ride into town,
right.
And then a free ride back.
The 4-letter word, key, free.
Free, that's right.
And that
is
really
it going to loop around town too?
Those details are being worked out, but and maybe by the time this airs, we will have the answers. But in general, there will be a looping to the express, to the shuttle.
And all of WeHa.com, Experience WeHa, West Hartford Life, West Hartford Press, Jewish Ledger, everybody has jumped on board as media partners as well. So Ronnie will get the scoop.
We will have the information. Probably by the
but we'll go on
time
from there.
you read this, I will just say, check WeHa.com,
Yeah,
and
Right.
just in the search bar, if you don't see it right away, put in, what is it? It's
WeHa
the
Express.
WeHa Express,
Right,
and you will have all the information that
absolutely.
you need to
Yeah.
know about this
The-
really
the goal
cool
is to
thing.
serve. Yeah, the goal is to serve the public, and so there will be maybe a period of experimentation to see who uses it and when they use it and when it will provide the greatest value. And so that's really what we want to make sure that it does. And I know that we're excited about it, and everybody, sometimes you raise an idea and you just, it takes on a life of its own. And so that's really what has happened here, thanks to Tom. And, but it makes sense. It makes sense.
And Amy and I have said on numerous occasions to the sponsors or other people, the town, the chamber, whom we've been speaking with about this, it's never been done before. So, we're going to have to get the kinks out. It's not going to be perfect, the first time out. So people just need to, be aware of that. One of the things that I would love to add, because I think it can't be said enough, and this is depending upon the household, this could be challenging or not. When you book the reservation to be picked up, at your home, there is going to be no waiting. This isn't going to be someone comes to the door and says, "Oh, my significant other needs 5 minutes."
That's right.
That's like, sorry.
Are you looking at me
No,
when you say that?
it's like,
Knowing my history?
Right.
it's going to be hard because people are going to say, "Oh, I'm giving you
We
$20
want to
bill
serve
to
as
wait."
many people as possible.
But they've got to get you, bring you somewhere, and go get somebody else, and and bring them. And that's really what the sponsors, are paying for. That's what they're investing, is that exposure. I call it a mobile billboard. Basically that's going
That's right.
around, around town. And what will be fun too, I think I can say this without stealing too much of the thunder. When you're in the vehicle, there's a monitor, and on the monitor, the sponsors will all have commercials that are in a loop, for them. So it's really a great way for the businesses to also be able to send their message, not so subliminally or subtly, to the people who are on the ridership, but a great opportunity. So don't complain, about that.
Ideally,
that
it's
monitor.
a win-win. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't imagine really that people would, complain about the monitor. I mean, they're having this beautiful vehicle that pulls up to their home, and everybody gets on board. We certainly expect there to be, groups of people that take advantage of it, and it's going to be interesting to see. We've even discussed the possibility of a second vehicle if and when this really takes off as we expect that it might.
Absolutely.
So right now we're talking about serving people during the busiest times, which we know are Thursday, Friday, and probably Saturday nights, especially as we get going in the summer. And
Until what time at night?
11:30 before midnight. And my standard joke about this is my mom used to always say, "Nothing good happens after midnight." That's
right.
But it could be that the last pickup is at 11:30, so you're brought home by 11:45 or 12. But some cushion in there. It's changed so much. My gosh, I think in the very first conversation it was going until bar closing, a little bit. That's a whole different.
Well, I have a 21-year-old son,
Yeah.
so he has been experiencing last call.
Yeah.
He just turned 21 in May,
geez.
so he's been out late in the center, which is kind
Absolutely.
of a whole new dynamic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They all
It's
walk
crazy.
though, a lot of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
of course
true.
they're
They do.
21, so they
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
They're also
absolutely.
not wearing shoes like this, so.
Yeah, that's
Well, maybe some of the girls are, but he's not.
funny. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. As
Yeah.
Amy said, it's a work in progress, and we'll your feedback is always welcome. For that, all the information, as Ronnie said, will be on WeHa.com for you as usual. So that'd be great. Fall. September's right around the corner.
No.
I can't believe that we're even saying those words, but there's a lot happening and a lot coming up. I think maybe, Ronnie, the simplest thing to say, to people is to just stay tuned. I'm just going to say this. I'm assuming everyone's a subscriber who's
Oh, we hope so.
Who's watching. I mean, we don't say this enough, but what do they do to become a subscriber?
You just actually go to the homepage, and there is a blue bar kind of towards the very top on the right side of the page, and it says subscribe to eNews. Or you can also, and we have well over 5,000 subscribers, but you can also follow us on Facebook. Most of the articles that are on WeHa.com get posted to Facebook. A lot of them are shared in some of the groups on Facebook, like Neighbors and Friends and West Hartford Chat. But we have close to 9,000 followers on our Facebook page, so that's a very popular way for people to also follow the site. But it's very easy to subscribe and get the Monday, Wednesday, Friday newsletter, and then you'll also get breaking news alerts if something happens that warrants breaking news.
Yeah, I mean, I think that WeHa.com is so valuable as a resource, not just for the goings on in town in terms of the types of things we've been talking about, but even, breaking news and some of the local stuff that I've seen you be able to turn around so quickly, and everybody knows Ronnie, so you get that information quickly, and sometimes pictures of the scene and things like that. So it's just, you kind of you check several boxes with WeHa.com.
We cover breaking news and business news and event news, school news,
It's
government
fabulous.
news, have our hands, sports, have our hands in a lot of things.
As always, we're out of time again. Time flies when you're talking about WeHa. We will be back in September talking about the fall and the holidays and all that crazy
my gosh.
stuff.
You're pushing
that
it,
goes
you're
along with
pushing
that.
it.
But in the
Enjoy the
meantime,
summer.
in
Enjoy the
meantime,
summer.
get rid of the allergies. Enjoy the stay in the air conditioning, whatever it takes, and enjoy the summer. And be safe. And please enjoy all of our events and our activities that we have going on. And we'll see you on the WeHa Express. Sound good?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that.